Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Car Reviews podcast on CollectorCarCanada.CA. Today we have another great car to tell you about. This is a restored 1971 MG. It's an MGB. So we'll take you for a little walk through in the car. First, we'll start it and we'll take a listen to the engine and hear the exhaust note as well. So, carbureted car. I'm going to need to give it a little gas, clutch in. It's a manual transmission. And here we go. Okay, so we've got that hood latch released on the inside of the car. Now we'll just release it here from under the hood. Neat little prop rod on these old MGs. You can see it right there. It's going to catch. Once it catches, the hood is safely up. So a 1.8 liter engine in this 1971 MGB. It's running pretty smoothly, nice and easy idle, and nice and pretty quiet too for the idle speed. Carbureted car. It's now running Weber carbs. It's been changed from the originals. You'll see on our listing though that there are many extra parts included with this car. There are even other carbs as well as an alternator and a starter. So let's walk around to the rear of the car. We can have a listen at the exhaust note. Single exhaust with a nice polished exit here. Let's have a listen at the idle. So yeah, and then we'll put that hood back down, and you can see how easily it's released. A little trickier with one hand, but here goes nothing. And I'll step away, drop that. Into place it goes. All right. So we'll leave it running. We can listen to it idle. We've got a nice cream colored finish on this car. The car has been repainted. It was repainted before the current ownership began. Current owner has had it since 2017. He actually found it at a show that we usually have a booth at. It's called British Car Day, and that's held in Burlington, Ontario at Bronte Provincial Park. If you're a British car lover, what a great show. A little free plug for them. They usually get about 1,100 or 1,200 cars, and we've met some great car people having a booth at that show. So as I say, I'll call it an off-white or a beige color, but not too. I don't see too many flaws in this paint. We'll take a little walk around the car. Maybe when I get to the driver's seat, I'll shut down that engine and save a few trees. So you'll notice typical look for 1971, only the driver's side exterior mirror. Another great feature of these period cars are these vent windows. Of course, no air conditioning in this old MG, but as well as the top down, of course, those vent windows are pretty handy for keeping the air circulating in the cabin. We'll open this one up too. So yeah, you'll MG lovers will probably recognize those stock wheels. They're 14-inch. They're skinned in a Hercules tire, 185/70 on the 14-inch stock MG alloys. I noticed a date code of 2013 on the tires. So very grippy tread. The tires look to be in very good condition. But yeah, the 2013 date code. I think I mentioned how the current owner bought the car in 2017, and at that time the odometer had just rolled over, so it was the odometer showed a number in the hundreds. Of course, it would have been, we figure, 100,000. Here's a look at the odometer as it is now, just short of 9,000 miles. So he would have driven about 8,000 miles in his 7 years of ownership. He's pretty sure that that's the first time the odometer turned over. But of course, on a car like this, we're gonna promote this one as true mileage unknown. As you'll see here, we've got chrome bumpers on this MGB. A little later in the 70s, when the bumper standards changed and the 5 mile per hour bumper became law under the US DOT, they went to a rubber bumper style. A lot of MG and British car lovers of this period prefer the chrome bumpers. Neat little MG badge on the grill, surrounded by the octagon, as coincidence would have it. One of our advertising partners, a place where we do some advertising with the MG Car Club of Toronto, they call their magazine the Octagon, and of course it's so named for the MG logo, as we see. These headlights were updated in the restoration preceding this owner. Please do take a look at our listing. On it, you'll find, I think there are 3 big Rubbermaid tubs full of spares. So the previous set of headlights is included in there in boxes. They may well be the originals, but I can't be sure of that. Another neat feature of these 70s MGBs and the 60s is with the short windshield with a lot of width, you'll see that there's a need for 3 windshield wipers. So that's kind of a neat look. The current owner figures he hasn't used the wipers at all during the car's lifetime, during his ownership period rather, unless he hit the stock by mistake. And that's pretty consistent with what we're observing here. This is a no winters car, certainly since the restoration. Maybe caught in the rain once or twice. The original AM radio, what the owner believes to be an original AM radio at least, is in place. And there is an antenna, and we put the antenna up the old-fashioned way. It's a manual antenna, and the owner let us know that makes the radio a lot more listenable, better sound with that antenna up. But I'll put it down because the car's about to go back into its normal spot, the garage here at the owner's home. Another neat piece here, we've got the sport luggage rack. Included with the car is a neat vintage suitcase, and that's why I'm walking away from it. I'll give you a little look at the suitcase here that's included with the car, and those straps enable you to strap it down to the luggage rack we see on top of the trunk. While we're talking about the trunk, we can take a quick peek inside. There is a full-size spare mounted on a matching wheel. The spare was mounted on the wheel before the current owner bought the car. I see a Michelin ZX tire in here, as well as a compressor. Neat little MG and MGB emblems right there. I really like the chrome gas cap. You don't see chrome so liberally applied on modern cars, of course. The single exhaust exit, as I mentioned. I always like this angle of a convertible. When the top's down, you can see right into the cabin. That gives you a pretty good look of that at that new upholstery in the cabin. New since the car was new, at least. It's been restored previous to the current owner's acquisition in 2017. Matching door cards as well. They match the seats. So I guess we'll call it a camel vinyl finish on the seats and the door cards with a matching carpet. There are MGB vinyl mats in place. So an all-weather mat here, and then a carpeted mat here as well to match the other carpets. And as I pulled these away to take the photos a little earlier, I found a nice clean floor here. There are some photos of the underside of the car on our listing. But yeah, that floor looks pretty great. These door jambs look clean. And we'll try and get a look at the underside of these doors. You can see the jacking point there, nice and clean there. And I can even give you a little look at the underside to give you some comfort. All right, so that wraps up our look at the 1971 MGB, available on CollectorCarCanada.CA. It's going to be lot 195 when you look us up on CollectorCarCanada.CA. Please take a look, and here comes the thunder. It's time to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.